Hey, how's it going? We're car camping today in the Loess Hills on the Missouri side. And we had a blizzard a couple of days ago that left things really wet and muddy. But it's 50 degrees today and sunny, and I really wanted to get out. So we're car camping near this lake, Charity Lake, and we're going to make Chinese hot pot for dinner. And I'm very excited about that. And I'm going to try my hand at whittling. I've never whittled anything before, but I was inspired by one of my subscribers, Sheila. She carves just the most beautiful spoons and other ornaments, and I want to try it out, see if I can't develop it into a hobby. I know it takes lots of practice, so I have low expectations for it today, but I'm anxious to get started on it. Anyways, thanks for coming. It's a beautiful day, and I'm glad you're here with me. Let's get started, everyone. I have my kitchen all set up. Have all my ingredients over here. The hardware over there. It's all set up. You'd be hard pressed to find any rocks in the Loess Hills. I did find this one, which is unusual, but it's probably been brought up here by man when they were laying down the gravel on these campsites. But I'm going to crack it open. Oh, it's very pretty inside. Very crystally. Pretty cool. I don't know anything about rocks. It's pretty though. Hang on to that little souvenir. Let's make some coffee. I think it's hilarious that this kit I bought off of Amazon came with Band-Aids. Well, here it is. I'm just getting started. It's not near finish yet, but I have to get started on dinner soon. It's obvious I don't know what I'm doing, but I got to tell you, that was fun. I kind of got lost in the moment and lost track of time. Yeah, I'm going to keep working on this. I'll show it to you when I'm finished. Don't expect much. It's my first time. Sheila, how did I do for the first time? I'm not done yet. I've learned that the grain, you got to follow the grain in a certain way. If you force it, it just doesn't work out. But yeah, a lot to learn. It's a lot of fun though. I enjoyed it. Okay, I got about a quart of water inside my pan. I'm going to go ahead and make the base, a soup base. This is not a traditional recipe for Chinese hot pot. It's a kind of a dumbed down version, but it still tastes really well. I'm going to put that instant bone broth in there. If you don't have instant bone broth, you can use better than bouillon chicken. I'm going to use a little bit of that too. Along with that, I'm going to add about a quarter cup of soy sauce. Eyeball it. About a teaspoon of sesame oil, toasted sesame oil. Okay, maybe a couple teaspoons. And I like mine spicy. Traditionally, Chinese hot pot is spicy. So I'm going to add, I don't know, about a teaspoon of red pepper flake and some hot sauce. And that's it for the soup base. So it's really simple. Taste it. Make sure it's seasoned well. And if it needs more soy sauce or if you want to add a little more of that, better than bouillon, you can. It's pretty simple. Ooh, that's good. That's real good. But I'm going to add a little bit more better than bouillon. There's a lot of sodium in there, so it'll season it as well as it make it more chickeny. Okay, now we're talking. I'm going to add some fresh ginger in there. I don't need to peel it. I'm not going to eat it. And the skin of the ginger really doesn't have any flavor. Some ginger. And I'm going to add some garlic. I'm just going to slice it. I'm going to let that come up to a boil. And when it comes up to a boil, I'm going to turn down the heat and let that simmer for about 15 minutes or so, letting that ginger and garlic and red pepper flake infuse the broth. And then after that, guys, it'll be ready. Ready to add vegetables. I bought this at the Asian grocery store, and it's a hot pot mix of vegetables. It has mushrooms and carrots and baby bok choy, everything you need, some lotus root, everything you need for the hot pot already packaged up. I do have to chop a little bit though. So I went ahead and chopped up the vegetables and got them ready. What's going to happen is I'm going to add the vegetables. I have some thinly sliced ribeye steak. I have some chicken and pork dumplings and tofu, and I'm just going to add it to the hot pot. And as it cooks and when it's ready, you just eat. You can eat right out of the pot, or you can pour yourself a bowl and eat it that way too. It's a lot of fun. Here's that thinly sliced ribeye steak. I bought that at the Asian grocery store too. I mean, you can do it at home, but you have to slice it very thin so it cooks in like in under a minute. So I'm just using these frozen gyoza dumplings. You don't have to make your own. We're keeping it simple today. Okay, traditionally, you'd have a sauce that you would dip your food in just to give it some extra flavor. I bought this at the Asian grocery store, and this is traditional Chinese dipping sauce. I have no idea what this is going to taste like. You don't have to use this. You can use a teriyaki sauce. You can use sriracha. Use whatever you want, or nothing at all. You can just eat the hot pot food just straight out of the pot. Here's a camping tip. I buy quite a bit of my camp cookware at an Asian grocery store, like this pot right here. It's made of aluminum, so it's very light, comes in different sizes, and this one was about $15, so it's real inexpensive. It's not good for backpacking, but for car camping, yeah, it's ideal. So I buy a lot of my cookware, like this ladle I bought for $1. It's just a good value at an Asian grocery store. Okay, it's been simmering for about a half hour now. It's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and add some veggies in there. Veggies tend to cook the longest, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I love mushrooms, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to add some lotus root. If you don't know what lotus root is, it comes from lily pads. It's the root of a lily pad, and it's very delicious. Here's some baby bok choy I'm going to add in there. It's one of my favorites. These mushrooms are gnocchi mushrooms. They don't have a lot of flavor, but they're fun to eat. And then some Napa cabbage. Oh, and I forgot. I'm going to add some of those carrots. Carrots take the longest to cook. And I don't know what type of greens these are, so I'm kind of curious on what they taste like. I'm going to add some of that. They kind of look like dandelion greens, but I don't think so. Let that simmer for a while. I'm going to go ahead and add some tofu. Now, if you don't like any of this, just don't put it in there. There's no rules. You can add noodles too. I've added udon or ramen noodles in here. I'm going to add my dumplings too. The last thing I'm going to add is the meat because that just literally takes a minute to cook. So I'm going to add that last. You can see this is a hearty stew. I'm going to add all the tofu. I really like tofu. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to let that cook for a while. While my food is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and have an oatmeal stout, a Samuel Smith oatmeal stout. I also brought some Knob Creek rye. Maybe I'll have some of that. That sounds good too. Maybe I'll have both. I'm allowed. Let's go ahead and check it. Oh, that's looking good. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Okay, I'm going to add some of my ribeye steak, and I'm not going to add it all. I'm just going to add what I can eat right now. And if I want more, and I'm sure I will, I'll add it then because I don't want to overcook it. Literally just for 1 minute. Okay, it's been 1 minute. There you go. That beef. I just want it barely cooked. All right. It's time to eat. I have my bowl. I could just eat it right out of the pot, but and I'm just gonna grab what I want. A little bit of everything, right? I'm gonna use the ladle so I don't rip apart the tofu and the dumplings. There we go. Big. An owl just swooped me. That's kind of freaky. Wasn't expecting that. Maybe owls like hot pot. Ooh, that's hot. I'm gonna put some of that soup in there. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off. I have a feeling I have more than enough food right now. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Oh, smells wonderful. All right. As my mother would say, she's Japanese. Itadakimasu, which is thank you for the food. Mmm. Let me try some of this sauce. Ooh, it's really thick. I'm just gonna put some on my chopstick and then have a bite of food. Ooh, that is a flavor bomb. That's good. One thing I do recommend is finishing it with just a few drops of sesame oil. Not much. A little sesame oil goes a long ways. The spice is just right. Mm. You know what? This is a spoon meal. Mm. It's a little cold, temperature wise outside, and this hot soup just, yeah. Mm. Some bok choy. Mm. Mm. These are those greens that kind of look like dandelion greens. Mm. They might be dandelion greens. Just what they taste like. If you never had dandelion greens, not quite like arugula, that spicy bitterness, but there's some of that similar flavor to it. Just not as strong. Oh, it's gone. I'm so full. Oh, that was good. Oh, All right, it's movie time. I got my Wallabies Huckleberry Licorice, some Nog Creek Rye. I'm going to watch this movie and then I'm going to head to bed. The end of a wonderful day. Let's make some coffee. Morning. It got a little chilly last night. Down in the high 20s is all. I was plenty warm. It's a beautiful morning. Crisp. Ah, chilly. I can hear the birds. I even saw a fly this morning. I'm not sure I'm ready for the bugs again. Not my choice, I guess. I'm just going to sit around this morning and enjoy this morning. It's time to start packing up. Well, that was actually a relaxing morning. I actually took a nap. Took a little walk by the lake. Wonderful Sunday. Thanks for coming. It was a lot of fun. That hot pot last night was delicious. Trying to carve that wooden spoon, that was a little bit of an adventure. I'm going to keep working on it. I want to get better. Well, until next time, I'll see you later. Have a great week, everybody.